Hi guys, this is the part 8 of our e-commerce project in Django. So in this part we are going to work on our update button and delete button. So what we want that whenever we click our delete button, we want to delete that particular product from our session in cart, and we also want here decrement. So we want to recalculate our products in our session, and also we want to recalculate our subtotal after deleting that product. So for update also, again, whenever we change the quantity here and click that update button, we want to rematch our price with the quantity, and also a change in our that cart icon, and also in change we want to again calculate the subtotal of our all the products. So for this, just let's start and open your VS Code and open your cart summary.html in your cart app. So here first go to the buttons of our delete and update. So here you see our update button and delete button. So for first we are going to integrate ajax on our delete button. So whenever this button is clicked, we want to grab the data from the front end and send it to the back end, and then we want to perform some logic for deletion. So let's start. So here you will see that ID for that delete button. So in this case we are not going to use ID for delete purpose, because for reason this, as you remember, when we are in our product info templates here, when we integrated our ajax, so we have used ID to get the click event on our add button, and ID, we used ID, and then we use the value property here to get the product ID. So it's okay to do it if you have a single product and you have but you have in your cart multiple products. So that's why we are not going to use that ID and value here. In uh, Rather than, we are going to use something called data index. So data index, and after that we are going to refer to it to the product.id. So rather than using the value as we used in our product info here to get the product ID, we are using data index to, because we have multiple products in our cart and every product have a different quantity here. So for this purpose we are going to use data index. So after that, in place of that ID, we are going to use class, and here I have mentioned a delete button. So we are getting to access that button through that delete button class. So make sure that you have also that delete button in your class, and type data index and assign it to that product.id. So that's it. Now we are going to integrate ajax for our delete button. So let's, above your end block, type script, and in that script we are going to use ajax So just simply go to your product info, because we are following our drive principle. Don't repeat yourself. Just copy that ajax of your product info, Control C, and now close your product info.html, and here just paste it. And after that script, just comment that it's a delete button. And after that, here we are going to change some things. So we are not going to use id, we are going to use class. So we use dot, and we are going to uh, use the name of class we have given above, that delete button here. So just copy it and paste it. After that dot, so again the function which takes an event, and we are preventing default. And now after ajax, type is again the post and our url. If you open your cart urls.py, we are going to work on that url cart delete. So just copy and paste it here. And after that, we are going to collect our data, our product ID. So we are not going to get it by the value. So we just remove this, and rather than this, we are using data index. So we will say this, and after that, we say dot data, and in data we pass index, and then it's all good. So after that, we don't need that product quantity here, because we want to just delete that product. So we just want an product ID, so we don't need that. And after that, we are going to use that success function here. So we do need that quantity here to change the quantity in our cart. So it will remain here. And after that, we also need a total. So if you go to the cart summary template, here we want to access that subtotal, and we want to change that context. So we will going to do this in later. And so after uh, after committing that changes, just go to the views.py file in your cart, and now we are going to work on that delete function. So rather than pause, first we want to access our sessions. So we are going to access our cart class, and after that, what we want to check our request dot post dot get if our action is equal to post. Then what we want our product ID, and how we are going to get it. We want to get it in integer, so we will cast it in integer. And now we will get it by request dot post dot get. It should be the same as you mentioned a variable in ajax. So product underscore id, And again, if you're not sure, just go to the cart summary.html, and here where you see .product id, Control C, and just paste it for your peace of mind that you did not enter it manually, and just copy and paste, so it should be the same. So after that, we want a function from our cart class. So we are going to define another function for our cart class that is going to name delete, and here I am going to pass the product as a placeholder, and I am going to assign it to that product ID. So now after this, we are going to work on our cart class here, and after that add, I am going to create another class to delete our product. So delete, and we are going to pass self and the product as I mentioned. So after that, you are going to, why it is not recognized, so just first save it and delete. Delete. So it will take some time to recognize it as I saved it here and call that function. So we will be passing self and the product, and after that, now you will see that its color is changed and our VS Code recognize it. So after that, I am just going to create another variable product ID, and I am going to pass it to that product that we are getting in our views here, and because we are assigning our product to the product ID that we are getting from front end, so here the product is going to be as a placeholder for our product ID. Then in our cart session, we are again assigning it to the new variable product ID. So after that, I am going to cast that product ID to string. So because we don't want to change or any alteration to our product ID, so we will going to cast it into string. And after that, I am going to perform a condition where I am going to check that if product ID in self dot cart, that if that product ID exists in our session, then just simply del self dot cart, and in that cart I am going to pass that product ID. So after that, we have changed and some modified our session. So we will say self dot session dot modified is equal to true, and that's it. So just save it and come to your views, and after that deletion, what we want to recalculate our cart length. We want to access that length function here because we want to calculate the sum again, that how much product we have after deleting that product. So we will say that cart dot length, and here we will assign it to some variable which is called cart underscore quantity, and after that length we also want to calculate the total here. So we will calling that function that is counting the all the products price and then adding them and calculating the sum of the product prices. So we will going to call it again after deleting that product. We will say cart total. We will call that function, and after that we will going to response a JSON response, and we will assign it to response variable, and in that JSON response we want a dictionary, and in that dictionary we will set a key and set the value to cart quantity, and after that again we are going to set another key total and set it to the cart total, and here I put it an equal sign mistakenly. So that's it for delete, and now we will return the response. So that's it for our delete functionality, and we have created our delete function in our cart.py here. So now see it if it's working correctly. Just save your changes, and here I have to now get that total here, subtotal, and I have given the ID total here, so we can access that ID to change the context here, and we are going to pass that cart.getTotal. So here to change the context, again we want this same Control C, Control V, and with rather than this cart quantity I am just calling it to total, and what we want that in response we have typed a key for our uh, cart total, so that is total. Here in views you will see that the key is total. So after that just save it, and here we need something more. We want to reload our location, so it will show us the real-time manipulation in our cart. Just remove that extra spaces. So after this, Control save, and now we are going to check our delete functionality. So let's go to your page, refresh it, and now if I press delete, nothing happening. So let's check. It's showing an error. So let's see what an error is. cart object has no attribute car. Where we have put car? Let's check our cart class. Here in delete we put it mistakenly car, so save it, and after that it should work. So check it again, that cart, and in views recheck your code cart, and all the things are okay. So now go back to your page, refresh it, and now delete. Now you will see that our product is deleted. Again checking the function, yes, all good and it's working. You see your cart is now 0. You have nothing in your cart. Now add it again, add to cart, go back, add to cart, go back, again add to cart, and go to that cart. Again you will see your products. So our delete functionality is working. When you delete, your subtotal is changing. Again you want to see delete, here you see your subtotal is changing according to the products that you have in your cart, and here you will see also it's changing. So now just add again. So now let's move to the update functionality. So just open your VS Code and open your cart summary, and here just copy that ajax of delete, Control C, and just paste it below, and here the change the name of delete to update, and here what we want, we declared an update button in class update button. So again check it in your buttons, so you will see we have update button here, and after that what we want, a function, our ajax, and this dot data, again the same, and the URL should be update, and here we want another uh, variable to get the product quantity. So where is our quantity? If you go above, you will see here we have a select element, and we have a ID select, and in that ID we are passing to select the particular product ID. So after that we have a sub element of select, that is item dot quantity. So let's grab this quantity of that particular item. So to grab this, just below that product ID, type product quantity. So here we want to first select our ID select. So after that we want to create another variable. So we want to create another variable to get the product ID from that data index. So we can concatenate our variable in front of that select. So go to the above, and above that ajax just declare a variable, the product ID is equal to $, and this dot data and index. So after declaring it, put a semicolon because it's a JavaScript. So after that, put a plus and then the name of the variable and again the plus. So here is the twist, because we are going to first grab that parent element select, and after that if you go to above, it will make more sense to you that this is the select the parent element here, and in that parent element we have option selected. So what we are going to do here is, that is very important, if you don't do this like this you will get an error. We have to put space first, because that is called a descendant combinator in CSS, and we should have to put space first and then we put that option and we say that option selected, and after that we put comma. So that space, blank space, is very important here, because if you don't put that blank space you will get an error about the integer value. So that's why it's very important. So make sure to put a space before that option, because it's a descendant combinator in CSS to get the validators, like first is select and the child is option. So put that space first. So after that we need also to recalculate our quantity and total. So that's it for our ajax of our update button. Make sure to include update button clause, and then we have declared the variable to get the ID of that particular product, and change our URL to cart update, and we are going grabbing product ID and product quantity, and again CSRF token because it's a post request and action is post. Now save it and go to your views and just copy that whole, because most of the things will be same, and paste it. And now we have to change according to our ajax integration what we want. We want to grab the quantity from ajax product underscore quantity, and after that it's we are also going to cast it into integer, because here without that, rather than that product ID, pass the quantity, and again check your spell in your ajax that it should be same. Control C and Control V. So after that, rather than calling that delete, we are going to create an update function in our cart class, and after that update our product will be the same, and we are going to create another placeholder for our product quantity, and the rest of the things here will be the same. So just save it and go to your cart.py, and just we want to, here is another function to update our cart. So here just call that function update, and in that update function what we are going to do is first grab the product ID. So we are saying that, and we want to convert it into a string. So just convert it to a string, and after that we want to grab product quantity and qty. So if you go to your views, and in that update class we set a placeholder qty for our product quantity, and just save it, and here also pass that qty. So after that we are going to put conditions to check if our product id in self.cart. So if that is in our cart session, we want that self.cart. So we don't want to perform any action on to our product id, but we want to change our quantity, and we will assign it to product quantity. And after that what we will say that our self.session.modified is equal to true, and that's it for our update, and just save it. So again check your card spelling, as earlier I mistakenly typed car, so I faced an error. So just save this and check your code again, your update and your URLs. So again I am explaining it update function. What we are doing in views, we are calling our that cart update from our cart class that we have created, and assigning here the product as a placeholder for our product ID, and qty a placeholder for our product quantity. And in that cart we have declared variable same name as product ID and assigned that to product, and convert our product to string because we don't want to perform any action to our product ID. That's why we converted it first and cast it as a string, and after that product quantity here. And if you go to your views, we have assigned our qty to product quantity that we are grabbing from ajax and assigning it to that product quantity variable. And then again in our update function we are assigning our qty to that product quantity. So it's going to check that if that product ID is exist in our self.cart. What we are going to do, we are going to change our product quantity to update our cart, and then we are modified our session. So that's it. Just go to your site, refresh it, and now if you see, if we change and press update, so it's updated. You will see the three. We first refresh your server, check the code again, and now go back to your site and refresh it. So why it's not updating, just check it again. Again, checking your code. So the reason for this is, if you go to record summary.html, here we forget to mention that data index in our update button. So Control C and Control V, and here what we want, that our data index. So now if we save it and go to our site, refresh it, and now if we change our quantity to 3 and update, so again check why it's not working. We have set it our data index for update button and saved it. It's not showing an error in our console. So let's check where is the problem. Update button, and we have mentioned update button. It's called update URL in the index option selected, and here we have also want to put that option selected, so we want to grab that dot text. So we want to grab the text that is present related to that product. So just save it and then again refresh it, and now change the quantity, and here you will see now it's working. And also on above, if you change it to 2 and update here above, again you will see that now our update and delete button is working perfectly. So let's again check our functionality of update and delete. Delete all the products, and here you will see subtotal 0, cart item 0. Go to back your site and add to cart. Go back here and add to cart. Go back to the product and add some more like shoes. Add to cart. Go to your cart, and now if you want to delete some of the product, so delete them, and if you want to change the quantity, you can also go to that particular product. So just change it to 3 and update it. So now you will see our price is also updating according to the quantity. So guys, that's it for this. So if you like the video, just subscribe my channel and press the bell icon, and if you have some queries, you can check and comment under that, so I will surely answer your queries. So thanks guys, that's it.